Kidney meridian, potassium iodide. Key 1, location. Approximately at the junction of the anterior and middle third of the sole, excluding toe. Key 2, location. On the medial side of the foot, in the depression distal and inferior to the navicular tuberosity, at the junction of the red and white skin. Key 3, location. In the depression between the prominence of the medial malleolus and heel tendon. Key 4, location. On the posterior-inferior part of the medial malleolus, approximately 0.5 cun posterior to the midpoint of a line drawn from Taishi, KI3, to Shuiquan, KI5, on the anterior border of the Achilles tendon. Key 5, location. 1 cun below Taishi, KI3, on the medial border of the calcaneus. Key 6, location. 1 cun directly below the tip of the medial malleolus. Key 7, location. 2 cun directly above Taishi. Key 8, location. 2 cun above Taishi, KI3, 0.5 cun anterior to Fuliu, KI7, posterior to the media border of the tibia. Key 9, location. On the medial side of the lower leg, 5 cun above Taishi, KI3, on the line between Taishi, KI3, and Yengu, KI10, below the belly of the gastrocnemius. Key 10, location. Knee bent, on the medial side of the popliteal fossa, between the tendons of M.semitendinosus and M.semimembranosus. Key 11, location. 5 cun below the umbilicus, 0.5 cun lateral to the anterior median line. Key 12, location. 4 cun below the umbilicus, 0.5 cun lateral to the anterior midline. Key 13, location. 3 cun below the umbilicus, 0.5 cun lateral to the anterior midline. Key 14, location. 2 cun below the umbilicus, 0.5 cun lateral to the anterior midline. Key 15, location. 1 cun below the umbilicus, anterior midline. Key 16, location. At the middle part of the abdomen, 0.5 cun lateral to the center of the umbilicus. Key 17, location. 2 cun above the umbilicus, 0.5 cun lateral to the anterior midline. Key 18, location. 3 cun above the umbilicus, 0.5 cun lateral to the anterior midline. Key 19, location. 4 cun above the umbilicus, 0.5 cun lateral to the anterior midline. Key 20, location. 5 cun above the umbilicus, 0.5 cun lateral to the anterior midline. Key 21, location. 6 cun above the umbilicus, 0.5 cun lateral to the anterior midline. Key 22, location. In the 5th intercostal space, 2 cun lateral to the anterior midline. Key 23, location. In the 4th intercostal space, 2 cun lateral to the anterior midline. Key 24, location. In the 3rd intercostal space, 2 cun lateral to the anterior nudline. Key 25, location. In the 2nd intercostal space, 2 cun lateral to the anterior midline. Key 26, location. In the LST intercostal space, 2 cun lateral to the anterior midline. Key 27, location. On the lower border of the clavicle, 2 cun lateral to the anterior midline.